Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, if you're a small business owner, listen up. You're probably paying too much for your credit card processing fees. We'll be talking to a national expert next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I think I speak for millions of small business owners across the country. I have no clue what we pay in credit card processing fees, and I know we do, over $100,000 in credit cards every single month. So it would probably pay for me to investigate that, wouldn't you say? And that's the money in the couch cushions that everybody forgets about. To talk about that today, Brennon Dunbar. He is with OpTPay Partners. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So you've spent a whole lifetime in financial services. Tell us more about your journey.
That's correct, yeah. So I spent quite a bit of time working for a family office specialized in financial technologies. Then after that, most recently been in the investment banking world. So at this point, I've consulted about 200 companies, whether exit planning or also to fully exit and have a sale.
And what got you into credit card processing?
Yeah, well, it got me working for the family office specializing in financial technologies, but really my passion is outside of work, is helping people, whether it's education, human trafficking, First Amendment rights. And so really I wanted to utilize my expertise in the fintech world and investment banking to create a sustainable way of giving back, which is where OpTPay came from.
We're going to go ahead and scroll down your website. And as we scroll down the website, the first thing that I see is we can cut your processing costs up by 30%. I mean, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, and we don't always obviously make a guarantee, but we've done it before. And so one of the things I want to say too is, working with as many businesses as I have, I've seen a lot of business owners who there's a lot of potential to optimize their company, but they're just too busy to do so. And one of the things, Jeff, you said is, you haven't looked into, you don't know how much you're paying for your credit card processing. That's something we find very common. But you also said, it's worth paying for. At this point, what OpTPay does is we'll do all the analysis, see how much you're overpaying, provide an alternative solution, show you the savings. And if you switch, at that point, then you do pay us. However, if you decide not to implement the solution for whatever reason, you owe us nothing. So we'll do all the analysis absolutely free.
So you don't have your own credit card processing company, but you help people find the right one.
That's correct. We are just consultants, so we're not doing any of the credit card processing. We're doing all the analysis to see how much you're overpaying. We're connecting you with a processor that's going to optimize and give you the best rates, as well as the full suite and looking at even kind of your AR collection. So if there's certain software that you can plug in to optimize your cash flow, we do all that analysis as well.
Outstanding. We're going to pull up some video from our library of just credit card swiping, because we all do this every single day and we don't think about it. It's easy to spend that money, but as a small business owner, give me a range of what they typically are paying in processing fees.
Yeah, well, and it varies whether they're doing on an interchange plus plan, if they're a flat rate plan, but a lot of times you're seeing anywhere from 3 to 5% potentially of what they're processing on credit card, which a lot of e-commerce businesses, they're processing 100% of their business online. So it adds up quickly.
Wow. What's the lowest you've ever gotten that rate down to?
Well, the rate itself varies quite a bit, but I'd say in general, when you're looking at the entire rate as far as the interchange plus what the processor's charging, we've saved up to 30%, sometimes a little bit more. Now, when you're comparing potentially interchange rates, we've saved them over 50%, but that doesn't include what the payment networks are charging them.
And you were telling me a story right before the show began about one client that you saved $100,000 for? Yeah,
we've saved one client over $100,000, and it's still pretty, we're in our beginning stages. So
Wow. Okay, let's talk about your passion. You mentioned philanthropy. Why is it so important for you to give back?
yeah, well, I want to make a difference, right? And that's why why we started OpTPay. And I feel like in your 9-to-5 job, oftentimes you're not benefiting some of the charities that I mentioned. Where I wanted to create a 9-to-5 job where what I'm doing day to day goes directly to benefiting these communities and making an impact on society.
And so, is a portion of the proceeds going to some human trafficking?
That's correct. So, and it's not only just one charity, but we donate 10% of our revenue. So not our profit,
Right.
but our revenue.
Wow, that's incredible. We have only got a couple minutes left, so I want you to look into the camera on the left and talk to the small business owner who's much like me, don't know what they pay, never really asked that question. Talk to that owner.
Yeah. Well, I'd say if you're a business owner, you can relate to wearing too many hats and being too busy. So that's where I've tried to make the process as seamless as possible and as easy as possible. So you can simply go on our website. You can try out our calculator, which will give you a range of potential savings. But then all you have to do is sign up, you execute our service agreement, and you upload the last 3 months of your processing data. Once you've done that, you're completely hands off. We'll do the rest. So we analyze all of that data. We'll go negotiate better rates for you, and then we'll come back to you with solutions. So I'd really say it's worth the 5 minutes of just uploading that data.
Outstanding. You've been a great guest. Thank you so much. We're going to end with his website, which is OpTPayPartners.com, the great Brennon Dunbar. Thanks for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thanks
You bet.
for having me.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.